What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Person. This is the Third Person Podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Kris, and with me, as always, are Mike.
What's going on?
And Jesse.
How you doing?
Guys, tonight we're going to be reviewing Westworld Season 1, Episode 6, entitled The Adversary. This is a really, really cool episode. We got a lot to talk about, so why don't we just get right into it. Jesse?
All right, so we start off here. Maeve charms Lutz, who is the engineer that she surprised last episode. Elsie discovers possible sabotage from last episode. Teddy and the Man in Black have a conflict with a garrison. So this episode was actually pretty good. You guys want to talk about Teddy and the Man in Black first?
Yeah. Let's jump right into those crazy cats.
Those crazy kooky guys.
Those kooky individuals. Right, so I guess I'll just, Teddy is looking a little bit better now. He's got some, I think the Man in Black even says it. He gave you a little bit of juice or something, he says to him, whatever, right? So they're trying to get to Pariah, and they're going down that whole place where all of Dolores' family is dead, right? With all the grave markers.
Not all of her family.
That was the joke.
I think that
was the guys. That was the joke from last time. Remember?
Was it?
Yeah.
So all of Dolores' family is there, and they're walking through all their graves. And
okay.
Get it? Yeah. So there's a couple of guys coming up, and they're like, "Oh no, you garrison! They closed the border." And they were like, "He's like, the Man in Black's like, do you know how to get in there?" And Teddy's like, "I sure do. Come this way."
Convenience.
But it's dangerous. And then that song "Dangerous" by pick an artist that ever sang a song called Dangerous. Put that in your head and then think that's what happened. And so they take him to this place, and they end up, right? They see the garrison, and he's like, that tunnel will take us to the old world. Or whatever he called it, right? That'll take us to the old world. And they're like, we could just shoot them all and just kill them all. And he's like, no, we can't. And then they look over, and they see the officer and the...
Two lonely saps.
I like to call them the officer and the gentleman.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah, it was crazy because he goes in and they're wearing those stupid uniforms, and he gets noticed. He's like, Teddy Flood, I know you did
bastard.
some bad things.
Nah.
And then Teddy's like, "Pakow, pakow," and he shoots him. That was my revolver sound. He shoots him. Then a ball breaks out. Brawl? A ball. I said a ball. A brawl breaks
Ballroom
out.
Blitz?
It was a ballroom blitz. They get taken. Freddy.
Fast Freddy.
Take over, Mike, because I can't talk, man.
Oh my God! I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who Fast Freddy is, and
he was Fast Freddy. Pakow, pakow. That's what he did,
Fast
man.
Freddy and Pow Pow. So we see the Men in Black and Teddy. Obviously they can't take on all of these guys, so they get overrun and they're tied to the wagon wheels of this.
As per usual.
Yeah. So we're tying in. And just as Teddy's gonna get branded,
he remembers.
Flashback.
Yeah, he escapes.
He's like, "You killed everyone." He's like, "Oh shit, I did kill everyone." Snap it a snap, punch, crack, break,
Slipped
snap.
him.
Yeah, he fucking beat everyone's ass with a fucking iron poker, man.
Was whooping everybody's ass.
Hey, what was on the end of that iron poker?
That was the maze.
The maze.
That was the damn maze, or the brain, or whatever you want to call
central
it.
system.
The brain.
Central
the
system.
brain
Oh,
maze.
wait, we did get a little backstory on that when they're on their way to that place, when they're walking through Dolores' dead family. He's like, the story behind it was that there was this man that, like, he wanted to be alone after doing all this shit, and he ended up being in this one little spot, and he made a maze so no one can get to him, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was gonna call him Freddy again. So Teddy's like, so they're like, all right, look, we killed some people, we cleared a path, let's go. He's like, nah, they're gonna follow us. I'm jumping on this
and
Gatling
he
gun.
pulls a little Gatling gun.
Action. They call him Gatlin Teddy.
Yeah. So Teddy wipes out.
Gatlin
Teddy wipes out. Teddy does the wipe out, takes out the rest of these what are they?
They're
mercenary.
They were Union Army. They're a garrison of Union Army soldiers. Yeah.
And of course Wyatt's not there, but we see the gunslinger there, Ed Harris's character, just noticing a new piece of.
You think you know
Ted,
someone? He says. Wait, don't forget the whole the old throwback to The Walking Dead for Coral. when
Oh,
the
yeah,
dude
yeah.
gets
Oh,
shot in the eye
we see
socket.
an eyeball, yeah,
We're all
yeah,
like,
we see a throw.
Coral!
Yeah, throw a patch on his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so the
Te-
gunslinger, so the Man in Black sees a new side, and
That's pretty cool, man. That was definitely a
yeah.
dope scene. I enjoyed
And Teddy says
seeing
what? Teddy
Teddy.
says, "You don't even know me."
You don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
shit you don't know about me, Dad. That's what he says. It was great. I liked it. It was
It
fun,
was.
man.
That was pretty much all we saw with the rest of them, right? That
I
was
think
kind
so.
of
I think that's
Yeah.
about it.
right?
I just really enjoyed fucking James Marsters' character, man. I think he's playing it well. I love that character because he's not good at two shoes, but he's not a bad man, but he's got some skills, man.
He does
Yeah.
remember. He does remember because now he's supposed to be past that Wyatt. Well, actually, the Wyatt narrative was given to him by Ford a couple episodes ago, right?
Yeah.
So now, is he since the one Civil War soldier remembered him, now he's remembering the fact that he did that.
I don't know
previous?
I don't know what that's about because what the hell? So he
Because
did
he would
do
be-
it, so he was a part of it.
Yeah,
Like that's something
so-
new. We don't know. That's something new.
Yeah,
I don't
so I guess it's
All right, we'll find out
You
more
know.
about that. I'm sure it's going to go into it a little more, like as they're making their way to Pariah or looking for Wyatt or whatever. But that's his new task is to find Wyatt,
yeah.
and Dolores. I think
all on the idea that Dolores is with him. Because remember, the Men in Black told him that Dolores was with Wyatt,
Right.
captured by
yeah,
Wyatt. or
exactly.
whatever,
Yeah,
so-
good point. I've forgotten about that. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So,
So what'll happen when
Don't
You know.
know.
Yeah.
when the Men in Black,
Well, he's gonna
or
listen. He's gonna
Teddy
use.
finds that he's lying to him.
He's gonna use He's gonna use Teddy. The Man in Black was gonna use Teddy
Yeah.
until he needs it.
Yeah.
Until he's done with him, then he'll kill him.
Teddy's turning into a little badass, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll see a little conflict with them too when he
Yeah.
finds out.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely
So,
fun though.
Speaking of narratives here, you guys want to talk about something that was a little fun?
No, our buddy Lee Sizemore.
He took an episode break and he's back from the dead.
Yeah, getting crunk.
Getting
Yeah,
crunk and hitting on the ladies.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
dang it.
spilling the
Hitting
beans.
on
a
the
little
ladies
bit.
and pissing on the holograms.
Yeah, spilling the beans. I guess
Was
he,
that a hologram?
What?
Because it was hitting something solid.
God, yeah, but was it going through? Like, okay, we're talking about when he was after. Well, we'll get to that in the beginning. But he got drunk and pissed on the hologram that everyone looks at in the big open room.
The map.
The map, but it's like, no, it's a hologram because it opens up. It was hitting the base that the hologram is being.
guess it was
projected.
Well, it wasn't because it
yeah.
was like hitting a rock.
Yeah,
Who cares?
that was. These are
It's
the things that
confusing
keep
me.
us up
He's
awake at
pissing
night,
on-
Mike.
He's pissing on the hologram.
He was
yeah.
pissing on the hologram.
But why is he pissing on the hologram is the question. He's pissing on the hologram because he's upset about his narrative getting swept to the side.
He's such
by
a bitch,
Ford.
man.
Episodes ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
such
he's
a baby
getting, he's
bitch.
getting. He went to Crunk Street.
He went down to
and
Crunk Town.
He sees a fine specimen walking into the bar, and spills the beans a bit.
A bit. Well, first he talks to Teresa, and Teresa's like, "You better
Yeah.
get your act together,
Hey,
Mister.
wake up, motherfucker.
You
Yeah,
better-
You're not quitting.
You better
Yeah,
put that penis away and wake up
yeah.
because
Yeah.
things are gonna happen if you don't, and they're gonna be without you." And then he goes to the bar and he sees the chick. So yeah, like you said, he spills the beans to this chick, and okay, so this is what we all right. The three of us are like, wait, what is that? Are those the people that work there? Is it hosts? Is it guests? And
We find out it's a mixture, actually.
well, yeah. I mean, we
I
thought
don't know if it is. I think it's.
He's on sick leave. So
I think it's employees.
I think it's only employees.
I think it's
'cause it is
only
on
employees,
The top
yeah.
of that. It's on the top of
Well,
that.
that's also
mount-
where guests are, though.
Well, it also makes sense because we find out that woman that he was hitting on is not a guest. She says she's a guest, but it turns out she's
Which he didn't raise an eyebrow to.
Well, he did ask her. You're right. He did ask her what her favorite narrative was.
and he's like, "Let me
But-
guess," and she's like, "How did you know?" Because obviously she's gonna play into his fucking bullshit.
I don't remember him asking if she was or alluding to the fact that she was a guest.
That's what
No,
he asked
she
about the
says it.
narrative,
She says it. Well, not. She doesn't say the words "I'm a guest." She says, fuck." something to the effect that is like undeniable that she's a guest. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
yeah,
this
I
girl's
don't
a
remember.
guest.
Well, regardless, he
Yeah.
says way too much. He puts his foot in his mouth.
He talks about
Right.
Ford. He talks about
The guests or the hosts remembering stuff that they're not
Yes,
supposed to.
yes.
Off narrative.
talked about
Yeah.
the host member. He talked about his narrative shit about Ford and how he's going crazy, and they talked about how Q&A's down his back, breathing down
Yeah.
his neck and shit. So he basically just pissed all over everything. First, figuratively, and then literally later, when
He's
Teresa
fine.
says, "Hey, check this. This chick is from the board."
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the representative they talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just remembering
And he
back when.
pulls up the zipper.
Yeah. And he's like,
Zips up
"Ooh."
the zipper.
And she's like, "We've met." That classic line. "Oh, we've met."
Nah.
So yeah. So there you go. There's Lee. He's I mean that's not a real impact on anything. It's just kind of like checking out where he's at. And I think really that whole thing was just a way to get them to be like, hey, look, there's new people. We're sending sending people into the park to see what's going on, which is part of this bigger thing, which we can touch on maybe at the end about this whole, how everything is just like everyone's into something different.
Yeah.
Like everything's all over the place. But that's enough with Lee. We're done with him. Fuck
Yeah,
that
he's
dude.
just one of our favorite side characters.
He's such a dick. I love him. He's such a baby bitch. He's just a whiny bitch, and it's good. It's good to have a whiny bitch on a show like this.
is.
You got it,
A little bit of a comic relief.
Yeah, exactly. We always enjoy seeing his shaved fucking chest. Who shaves their chest like that? That's just wax. That's not shaved. That's waxed.
I don't
That's
know.
waxed. That takes care.
Let's go to the serious side now. We've had fun with Lee.
Yeah.
Let's go to the serious side with Bernard
Yes.
and
Bernard.
Elsie.
Bernard and
We get into
Elsie.
some dark stuff this time, though, don't we?
Yeah, they I mean, without getting too deep into it, Elsie and Bernard go on this little scavenger hunt on where they're gonna how to figure
The
out
anomalies.
about the anomaly with the satellite thing, and they're like, if there's only Elsie's like, if there's only a way we could get his like GPS or whatever type of information, he's like, well, there is, and he's like, I'll go get it. Goes down to basement
82.
level 82, which is 82 floors all the way down.
Yep.
And I made the comment, like, why is it always just like all like flashing lights and stuff? Like it's all fucking
Find out
decrepit and
why.
shit. But guys, what happens? He walks through with the fucking flashlight, and what do we see? The fucking
While the main theme of the movie is playing.
Oh, that's right. So they're
That's right.
playing the theme from the 1973 movie, and he pans the flashlight over, and we see a silhouette of the fucking gunslinger, Yul
Just a
Brynner
quick
himself.
glimpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, but it was in the
wasn't even
background for even
focus.
longer.
It
though.
wasn't even
No,
even
but
in
it was
focus.
in that shot. It was like in the
Yeah.
shot for like
They
a
gave you the
few
hint.
seconds. Yeah, you got
Yep.
to see that thing, and we're all like, oh. So
Well,
That-
freaked out a little bit.
Oh,
so
Yeah, the old
so
logo.
so I mean that's got to be unequivocal evidence
Proof.
that yes, that was, and plus you guys mentioned before, like the logos are different from what it
Yep.
was then to now. So that's definitely
That
the
makes
old
3 logos in this one show.
Yeah, so that means that the 1973 movie is really happened in this universe. So
Yeah.
it's a real thing. That was a host, and later on, I think they were talking about a host that was it a host that just kept coming back. They said, and then
Well,
one
that
of you
was
guys
Teddy and the Man in Black talking about
they were
the
talking.
person
Oh, that
kept
was the guy in the
dying
maze,
over
and you
over
guys were like,
again.
"Oh, that's the Yul Brynner character." And we were like, "Oh, well, maybe." So I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know. That might be the only nod we get to the 73 movie, but
It was cool to get a glimpse of that silhouette. You know?
I think it would be really crazy if they go and they actually show the model. That would be
Yeah.
I would love it. I would love if they did it. Anyway, Bernard gets the information, finds out that there's other anomalies in the park outside of, like, they're in this sector 17. That means they're outside the inhabitable or inhabited portions of the park.
Like 5
Yes.
of them, wasn't it?
There's 5 of them, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's all this about?" And the computer's like, "I don't know, dick." So he sends that shit off to Elsie. He goes up.
And just Bill and Ted.
Does the Bill and Ted scene where he comes out of the phone booth and he meets Napoleon and fucking Socrates,
And they go to Waterloo.
and they go to the Waterloo fucking water park and they get pizza and ice cream at the mall
yeah.
at the Galleria. God, I love 80s references when we do
Yeah.
this shit. So,
Yeah.
he finds so okay. So we see this house, this cottage in the woods, and Jesse was at this point I think 2 for 2, at this point, or were you 1 for 1
I
at
was 2
this
for
point?
2.
At this point, he's 2 for 2, meaning he guessed right, and that it's the
Who's
boy's
keeping
family.
Score.
Yeah,
I'm
Jesse's
keeping score
he's
over
the only
here.
one keeping score.
I know, right? Every time. Oh, that's me. I did that, right?
Yeah.
Hey! I guessed that at the beginning of the episode. I'm taking
Hey,
credit for
I'll
that.
give you
No, you
credit.
definitely. No, listen, man. I'll give that shit to you. That was, but
Most
you know what though?
triumphant.
Yeah, but it was great because it was the boy, and we get in there and we see the boy, and okay, so he goes in, and the dad is like, "What are you doing in my house?" And he grabs him and he's like,
Bastard.
"Turn off, stop, don't move, stop doing this to me, out!" And he's trying to play with his fucking thing, and all of a sudden it pans over, and there's fucking Ford like,
Stop it. Drop it,
Boop.
creep.
yeah, drop it, creep. And he says, "Go back to about." He says, "These aren't the droids you're looking for," and then he goes back to
That's
doing
it.
his own thing.
That's it.
And he's like, "Ford, what the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
And he's basically like, "Yeah, this is my family. That's me. This is my family. And my good friend, my dead good friend Arnold built these fucking weirdos for me because as a present." But then he's like, "Boy, come here." And the boy is him. His name's Robert. And what did he say? He says, "Look at his cheek or something."
He said there were old models.
They were,
and
but no, they were the
said,
original,
"How did-"
the original
Turn your cheek.
models.
Yeah,
that,
turn your cheek and his whole face.
yeah, they're the original models that Arnold built
And he's like,
himself for
How
Ford.
did you keep up with them?
Oh, sorry,
you
I
know?
hit my mic. But dude, his face opens up, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but that shit didn't look old to me. That looked like
No.
some newfangled
well, imagine
bullshit
what
in
the
there.
inside of these other guys look like then. You know,
We
that
kind
would
of got
be
to see their
silly.
bodies though, like
A little bit. But I think he said.
Remember when they were
think he
pulling
said
the
there was-
skin? Remember they were pulling the. You see these models. Okay,
Yeah.
can we talk about that for 1
Yeah.
second? Because those
Yeah.
original models, in those flashbacks, they were pulling the fucking latex skin over these
Yeah.
metallic skeletons, but that was not that. Those,
No. Okay, so he said that they have been upgraded a little bit to like the second generation or whatever,
He keeps them.
and he does the upkeep.
he's like he said he
Oh,
modified the father figure to make
Yeah.
it more like his dad, and at that moment he's getting a drink, so that obviously the dad was
Yeah.
a drunk piece of shit.
Take on a few of his
Yeah.
qualities or whatever.
Yeah.
Family's attributes. The dog.
Oh, we got the Greyhound. Yeah, so they got the Greyhound in there. I
Yeah.
mean, so Bernard's like, "I got to be honest, dude. This kind of like freaks me out." He's like, "Hey, listen, if you want, we could talk about it later." He's like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
Yeah, and he also says if you had the opportunity to bring your son back.
And he was like, "Oh, low blow." Low
He's
blow.
like,
They're
yeah,
really
but
low
I
blow.
think he did realize, like, yeah, I guess you're kind of right.
Well, you know, but it's interesting because it's not. He calls them. He's like, "Who are these? Who are these hosts?" And he's like, "Ghosts." You know, he's like, "This is basically. Would you deny me having this memory? Like, this is my memory. This is my life. Arnold did this for me because he knows what it meant to me or whatever." Is that look? Is that a completely sane thing for someone to have? You know, it's like keeping like a corpse of your dead wife or something in your room.
But you know what? Think about it though. If you did have that opportunity to have a beloved family member or somebody,
I don't
you
think
know,
so.
I don't, to be honest with you, and I'm being
not-
legit. I don't think I would, because you have to move on. Like, you have to be able to. Then
true.
you're not moving on. But
true.
but this is it. Let's not gloss over the fact that this is a huge motivation for Robert Ford. He's an old man. Like, he's been doing this his entire probably adult life. He's in the middle of doing a brand new narrative that everyone's up in arms about. He's changing stories. He's changing hosts. He's
Changing landscape.
He's changing landscapes, you know, which we get to see a little bit in this, you know, how they say, should we bring the canyon through this town? I could relocate. And he says, no, let's just bring it up to the edge of this town and we'll, you know, call it a day. But so this is going to be a huge, this is obviously not going to be what it is, a huge motivation for him. Yeah. And you know, guys, we got a lot of information. We got a lot of really good filler in backstory stuff, which is, you know.
Well, think about it too, because after Bernard was like, "Okay, bro, I'll see you later," and he leaves Ford's old town, old house,
Home.
his home. He speaks with the one woman by the map there that says, he asks her how many original he asked how many of Arnold's how many
Of Arnold's original creations.
Yeah, and there was like 82, I think he said. And they said, how many are still active? And they said like 47.
No. He said, how many original are there? He said 82, and how many were the ones that Arnold built himself? And he said like 47 or something.
No, he said that are still in.
No. You're thinking of when he was talking to the computer
way he
earlier.
first worded it.
I think he said, "You
how many
surely
of the originals are in effect now?"
Yeah.
And then he asks the question of
Like
how many were built by
40-something.
Arnold.
And it was 40 something. Yeah.
Yes.
But then
So
when he spoke to the woman by the map, he was just asking about.
No, that's what he was asking about.
Yeah, that's what he was asking.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We can look back, but he, he said how many.
Well, he was tracking them. I think I just thought you guys were getting the two scenes.
He was at the map twice. Once to ask her about sector 17.
No, he was at the desk. Remember when he asked about the computer? He was at the desk asking the computer. Then he went to the woman later on, and he asked her about any other anomalies in the outer sections, and she says no. And she says, have any of them been? He asked have any of them been accessed or whatever for whatever, and she's like, no, there's been no activity.
My point was if there is 40 some odd first generation or Arnold built host out there,
that's a bit.
If he can make the little boy, the little Robert Ford host, kill the dog, then there's 47 or 42, whatever it was exactly, potential hosts.
Can we call them Arnold's Army from now on? Can we just call them Arnold's Army? Because
we found
out that, okay, we're still in the Elsie section here, right? So she finds out that she traced back the transmission where it originated, found out that it's Teresa Cullen was one of the people involved in creating this data upload to the satellite link, which happens to be a Delos satellite. Yeah. Not only that, she found out that somebody else that she say Arnold? She says she thinks.
She said,
it's
"I
Arnold.
think it might be Arnold."
Okay, someone's been speaking to these hosts. The boy says, "The voice in my head told me," and when Ford asks him, and we'll get more into that in I guess in a minute. But so somebody is speaking to these hosts. Now, Mikey, your point is fucking super valid, because if there's 40 some odd fucking hosts out there, that's why I want to call them Arnold's Army, because fuck, man.
Which one was Dolores? Remember when Dolores heard the voice when she had pulled the gun?
Now, remember going back to when he's at the computer and asking about the numbers, how many originals are there? How many of them are Arnold's? Show me, he says, and you see Dolores and you see a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. It's fucking insane because what is Arnold? Is Arnold dead? Is Arnold alive? Is Arnold an AI implanted? Like Mikey keeps saying, he implanted himself in a host.
Maybe he made a model of himself that can live on, that's running around.
Yeah, we don't have any fucking idea. But I will say that, and I said this off camera, if he is AI cannot essentially replicate itself or grow in any way, right? So whatever
we've had that contradicted this episode.
No, becoming self-aware is one thing, but growing to a point.
She expanded her memory, though.
No, that was done mechanically, though. Yeah. No, not a. Hold on, we'll get to that in a second. But listen to my point. My point is, he's stuck in whenever he uploaded himself. If that's the case, I feel like he was stuck in the loop of, I'm gonna destroy this park. This is what I wanted to do. This was my dying wish.
That's his agenda. I
don't think he was wanting to destroy the park.
Yeah, he was.
I think that's what Ford has labeled it. But he was wanting to make the AI self-aware.
Well, no, Dolores said it. I want to destroy. He wanted to enlist Dolores.
Yes, but
to
remember
the park.
Top, the triangle of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Self-awareness, intelligence. That's what he was aiming for.
Look, everything's fucked. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I just felt like that maybe he would be stuck in that loop where it's like, my sole goal by living on is to destroy whatever. Okay, so let's move on.
Either destroy it or create
a backup plan.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just my stupid theory. So if he's an AI, part of me still kind of thinks maybe he's still alive.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but also
let's beat a dead dog instead.
We see how much control Ford has of this park. right?
Well, we've seen
At
that
the
plenty
drop
of
of the
times,
hat.
but it's just like it never
And
ends.
Little host Robert lied to him, and
Yep, that's what my point was going to be next.
and that's because of the voice of Arnold in his.
So
in
yeah, Jesse, explain what happened to
host
that, because
Robert's head.
he
He first lied to live Robert Ford, the host did, lied
Yeah.
to his potential older human self
Yeah.
about how the dog died.
right. And don't forget, Elsie says to Bernard,
Somebody's in there.
someone's allowing them to go off script.
To lie.
That means they
Exactly.
can lie. And he's like,
Yep.
well, god damn.
And that's
Well,
something
I'll be
that
right back.
Ford's going to have to contend with now.
Yeah.
Because before that moment, I think Ford felt like he had total control, 1,000% of this. And I think Ford is a smart guy, and he'll figure out right away that something is going on and someone else is sneaking information in. Maybe he'll even work along with Bernard, since now Bernard has his.
Well, they have to
little
hook up. Yeah. I mean, if that's the case,
You
then
know,
he might
we
go to
have-
Ford and be like, hey, there's some,
Elsie is like the
this bitch is an
Velma
asshole and she's
of
fucking with
Scooby-Doo,
stuff. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So,
Quite literally the Velma of Scooby-Doo right now. She
Yeah.
got kidnapped.
Yeah.
oh yeah, so let's not gloss over that either. Yeah, she got kidnapped.
Yeah.
There you go. We
Got-
said it.
By
An arm that was in
by
the
a
shadows
wraith.
grabbed her and took her.
By one of those creepy ass dolls in the fucking playhouse she was in.
That was cringeworthy.
That was.
So we
Alright,
talked about Teresa Cullen though.
Okay, so yeah, you want to
kind of glossed over, her, but she's a traitor.
But here's the thing: we don't know yet, and I'm gonna
she's
go.
a traitor.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say not everything is black and white, and I think everyone feels that they're doing right by whatever faction they're
In
for.
my head canon, Robert Ford's
Well, that's
in the
because
right.
you hate her, and you've been saying this, especially this whole episode. You said it 7 times. I hate Teresa Cullen. You said you were getting a tattoo on the back of your neck that says "I hate Teresa Cullen." So we know that you hate her, and that's fine.
There's an agenda.
But I think there might be. I'm
She's trying to replace Ford,
She's making
and
money.
she's a spy.
She's smuggling information. She's getting paid.
Yeah, but why though? I'm gonna
For
hold
Delos,
judgment.
they're
I'm gonna
wanting to
hold
replace
judgment
Ford.
until I find out the story behind it.
We have the story behind it. Delos is after Ford's job. They don't want Ford in on it. This was explained in the restaurant
want
like
him
2
out.
episodes ago.
Yeah, they want him out for whatever.
They want him out. Guess what? She's smuggling information to them. That means they're getting the information and they're going to knock him out.
Well, as long if they can pin him to, if she can pin Ford on someone getting injured,
Yeah.
or
Right.
because of his potential rebuild or reconstruction, then she's got him by the balls. Because when, like Jesse said, in that scene where they're sitting at the table, he pretty much in a way threatens her. Don't step on my toes. Whatever the fuck exactly he said.
Don't get in my way. Right. Yeah.
Don't get in my way. Blah blah blah. Now this is a way for her to get in the way without it being known that it's her doing the smuggling of the information.
Meanwhile,
It's her, I'm sure.
I think he'll find out, because, like we said, the whole Scooby-Doo clan of Bernard and Elsie,
I think Bernard's gonna go to him and be like, "Hey,"
and maybe they'll, or maybe Elsie will end up killed or something.
Okay, can we just stop? I think she's gonna die. I don't want her to.
Velma from that picture last night.
Yeah, Velma. Yeah, I think she's gonna die. She's learned a little too much. She's getting a little too big for her proverbial britches.
Yep.
But anyway, I think we've talked to death that portion. Without making this video way too long, why don't we just jump into the last one of the coolest, sickest parts of this episode, which was Maeve, and the fact that
she was forcing him to walk her around after asking
questions. Before we got there, what happened? The bitch got herself killed.
Made herself
to
killed,
wake up and be like, let's continue our conversation. I was fucking blown away by that. Like, that's just so like cool. Like such a cool. When have you ever seen anything like that? Like it's just like, damn it, that's some good story stuff. So like you said, she threatens this guy, and this guy's Felix. He's just a fucking pushover, and she's like, take me. I want to see upstairs. He's like, are you out of your fucking fake mind? And she's like, yes, now do it.
Yep.
Sees.
Well, before that, she freezes. Remember?
Oh, because she showed him. He shows
was
her
breaking down
her
The
dialogue tree.
Yeah.
And how fucking I'm telling you, man, this show is so cool, man. The way they're just incorporating all this stuff. So we got to see the fucking tree, and as she's speaking, it's running through all the responses, and it's confusing her as she's looking at it. So she's getting errors.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she just freezes
cannot
up.
compute.
And this dude's shitting his pants. He's like, whoa, wake up.
I ruined it.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. I think he just thinks that he's going to get his ass fired because how can he explain it?
I mean, it's,
you know, ultimately, how can he explain it? But then, like Jesse says, you know, when she does come to, it's like a big sigh of relief on Felix's part.
Until she says, take me upstairs. And he's like, God damn me.
And what were we all saying? What were we all saying when he was carrying her through? So let's explain. So he brings her up, and he's walking around.
Don't forget, he put a dress on her, too.
Yeah, he put a dress on her, so there's not some naked chick walking around. But we see dead bodies that they're washing off, right?
Yeah.
Then we see
we go up and up and up, so we're seeing them from getting washed. Then we go to the next level to where they're testing them.
Yeah.
Then we go
and building them. We saw the blood.
We saw them getting built. Oh my God, we saw a really sick part where they pump the blood in through the back, and the heart takes over and pumps it throughout the fucking. Oh my God, like. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this show is so dope.
She's leading him. Well, he's leading her, even though she seemed like she was the one in control in this whole situation. But we get to the top or the top floor or whatever floor you would call that.
The entrance, where they're playing the entrance video. Basically the commercial for Westworld.
Yeah. She sees herself in a prior
build. They called a build when she was a different build, with her daughter.
Her prior job, or a prior place in Westworld,
which she thinks are her dreams. She's like, "How do you have my dreams?"
Exactly, and that's where he explains to her, that he's a human, she's a robot, and then that's how we kind of got into the fact where the other engineer or whatever we want to call him gets into the picture.
I like calling him Larry. That's not his name, though.
Yeah, Larry. And we see Felix and her and Maeve connect, conversing back and forth. And we see Larry, asshole Larry or whatever, come in and say, "You still fucking with her?
You put a dress on her? What is this? Some kind of hentai stuff?"
Yeah, is that what you're into? Yeah, he's making fun of Felix.
Exactly. Yeah. And what does Maeve do? Maeve quickly says, "You're not." Crazy Larry threatens Felix for his position. Yeah. He's going to rat him out. Crazy Maeve grabs the scalpel and says, "You're not doing anything."
He's like, "You can't hurt me." She's like, "Can't I?" He's like, "Oh shit, I don't know. I don't know now. I don't know."
We'll get to Jesse. I don't know if you want to get into it. How they got into her
skill tree,
her attributes.
The stat tree. Yeah, I really wanted to get into that. I think we've pretty much covered everything up to this. This should be
wait. Before you get into that, I just want to speak before we get into what happens to her. Let's just really quickly talk about the fact that she normally in these type of situations that the person or robot or whatever flips out because they see that alternate reality where it's like, "Oh my God, those are my dreams." That's me. But this bitch is just fucking cool. She's just like, "Okay, fine."
Due to the stat tree.
Now, right. But that's my point. So,
they did say they give management the highest attribute for smarts or whatever, and that was a 14.
Intelligence,
bulk, whatever.
Bulk data, whatever the heck it was.
Yeah. So they have this stat tree. It's all set out, kind of like an MMO or something like that. You have your dexterity, your
charisma,
pretty much
perception,
charisma, all that. Your intelligence, which she has a 14.
The character.
Self-preservation was low for her, but loyalty was high.
And that's what gets her screwed. So she wants that lowered.
Right. So she forces those two dudes to lower her fucking stats. Change her stats.
Change.
She increases quite a few of them.
But wait, before she gets what she wants, they said, "Wait, somebody
noticed something.
Somebody is logged in on an unlogged login, I guess." But
they noticed Arnold.
You think it was Arnold?
She's one of the older bots in this.
Yeah.
Is she? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is she one of the oldest?
She's older.
Yeah, we're assuming so.
Yeah.
Someone was doing it.
I think
You
she was
know?
on that list.
Maybe, but the point is, somebody else was in there. They noticed that was it.
Messing with
It was another one. Something else. Someone else was logged in that did it.
Yeah.
But either way, they brush past that and they're like, okay, well, she's like, well, make me fucking super smart right now, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, and then
Like,
blip, fucking
Yeah.
no, but so it goes from her ass crack all the way up to her face. And it's like, yes. She's like, I'm super Maeve now. So now she's super whore. I like to call her super whore. No, we'll call her super madam. Super madam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
think about it this way. It just kind of jumped in there. Basically, we see when they do see the attribute tree or whatever it is, that there was someone messing with her abilities already.
Yeah.
Now that could be stemming from earlier that we start seeing her remember that she is.
Yeah, that's
So-
what we was all thinking, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
and don't forget, she's
So
not
it did
hearing
start-
Arnold. You got to remember, Dolores is
No,
hearing
but
Arnold.
we don't
She's not
know
hearing
what-
Arnold. I don't know. I don't think she's part of Arnold's army. I'm going to go ahead and say she's not.
I think she is because I think that we didn't know what abilities and attributes were being messed with. They didn't say.
Yeah.
But she's
specifically
already
what-
had her shit tweaked, though. Remember? They've tweaked her already.
Well,
We saw
tweaked
her. We saw Elsie tweak her
Yeah.
to make her have more perception and less something
Or
else. I forget.
Stubbs.
Right.
Well, okay. I see what you. So you're saying that they would have noticed it then that
Yeah.
Or
So it's
attribute.
happened.
Don't forget,
between-
they're not behavior though. They have those two guys. That guy had access to behavior. Remember, they're not supposed to have that foldy
they're not
tablet.
supposed to be messing around with
Right.
it.
They
Yeah.
and then they said, "Oh, someone else that has way higher access than us did this."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that was when Elsie did it, and that's what they're noticing, that she's already been messed with. Remember? And
Either Teresa Cullen
Maybe.
or
Okay.
Arnold.
Maybe.
I don't think I'm gonna.
So
gonna,
you're saying, yeah,
I'm
I know
taking
what
it's-
you're saying.
I'm saying it's not Arnold. I'm saying Arnold doesn't have an effect. I think Maeve is outside that influence. I think we have a bunch of storylines that are interweaved here. Well, not yet. They're not interweaved yet. I think Maeve is not part of the Arnold's army thing. Dolores definitely is. The host Robert is. Teresa, we don't know where that all. We don't know. Okay, so Teresa's role in that whole that has nothing to do with Arnold. Then you have Arnold and what he's
No,
doing.
Teresa's agenda is just to sabotage Ford.
Get him
Yeah.
out of there, right? Stop him, right? So that's her agenda. Arnold has his own agenda. Maeve is on her own fucking thing. You got the Man in Black and Teddy now. Teddy's got his own thing. Man in Black is using Teddy to get his way. Ford is worrying about his narrative that he needs to get out of his own head, but now he's realizing that someone else is messing with his creations. Bernard is just fucking has no fucking idea what to do anymore. He's out of his fucking mind. Elsie's fucking caught up and probably gonna get fucking dead.
Probably.
There's just a ton of shit going on.
It's cool. I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
cool. We'll see within the next few episodes because, like I told you guys off camera before we were recording, after the live reaction, I said this is one of my more favorite episodes since maybe the first or second episode. The last few have kind of been more of the
We got a little more
build-up
character development in those past
I
ones,
think
and now
the-
this
the
is
the Maeve thing was
pushing
really
it.
cool. I really liked the idea that Maeve was getting the realization of how she's different from a human being, and how
She's like, "Oh, we feel the
she
same."
grabbed. Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that she grabs Felix's hand and says, "We all feel the same."
but she
and then
goes
he
with
ta-
the flow,
he
man.
taps at her head.
I
still think that they're feeding her and making her, or Arnold or whomever is still feeding her, maybe from the beginning, to because she still seems like she's the most intense when it comes to the remembering
what's happening. But
Yeah.
but you got to remember. I think that's
her control. No
but
one
that's
else can
because it's
control.
different. I think of this. Think of that.
Even compared to Dolores.
Well, no, but watch. Think about the fact that it all started with that update with the what are they
First
called again?
episode.
Reveries.
Reveries. That sparked.
Oh,
That sparked something in these hosts, and it's different because Code I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it changed in each one of them. Dolores,
Yeah.
but Dolores is attached to Arnold. Maeve, I'm telling you, Maeve isn't. I
We don't
believe
know
Maeve
what kind
is
of
not.
outside influence was on top of this update or these reveries. You know, we don't know what else is. Like you said,
Good point. We don't know if that was a
everyone-
way in, right? We keep thinking
it's a
it was
big
Ford's
puppeteer.
problem.
It's a big puppeteering, and we
Yeah.
don't know what, you know, because like
Ultimately,
you said,
what happened? Could it have been
Exactly.
Arnold? Right, like you said previously. Could it have been Arnold manipulating?
maybe a little bit more in
The
this particular
situation.
character
Yeah,
than
okay.
another.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, but I still think Maeve's on her own, and that's why I think I like her story probably the best at this point
Good actor
because
too. She's pretty good.
you know. But and it's funny because I keep saying like, oh, but she's taking it so well, and like you guys said, she's programmed to. But is she though? You
She
know
had
what
her
I'm
pain
saying?
taken down, so
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the point is, it's just fucking fun, man. It's
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying her character.
Keeping
I
me a
think
little
Teddy
bit
and
more
Maeve are
intrigued.
my favorite at this point. I really like Teddy and Maeve. I love where they're going.
Yeah.
I love
mean-
just, I like them.
Yeah, I think Dolores. I mean, Teddy's. I think Maeve, like you said, I think Maeve is probably one of my most. Maybe after this episode, she's definitely one of my more likable characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like Ed Harris, even though he's the bad guy or whatever, or he has his own agendas. But I mean,
I don't even think he's a
overall-
bad guy anymore.
I think he's
Yeah,
neutral
I mean-
ground.
I think
He
he's
might
just
be,
I think he's
yeah.
just doing his own thing. That's the best
Yeah.
part about this show. There's so much going on now. Everything's kind of blurred. Who's a bad guy, but why would they be? In this context, yes, but overall, no, and that's cool.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen something like that? I mean, okay, yeah, there's been things like that.
Everybody's character jumps and what you feel about them. Like right from the bat, you think the Man in Black's the worst. We all fought about who he was, what he was, if he was a human, if he was,
Yeah.
And now I think Teresa is the one that is the bad.
Yeah, see, I'm not buying that. I'm not on that train with you guys.
She's the bad guy.
I'm not on that train with you guys. I think
you love her. Don't deny that.
I think
You love her
that
character.
with her
I don't
bitch
know.
face and her
I
cigarette.
don't really like her character. I'm not saying like I don't like her character, but I'm just saying like there's definitely I think there's something deeper than just what you
working with
guys
some-
think it is.
I mean, maybe she's working along with Logan's company. Maybe Logan's company is.
Well, they invested whatever Logan
You know?
and Teddy and Will's company is.
Yeah, they're
They,
invested
they're
already.
invested
Something like
into
that.
this company. But
It
you're
could
right.
be-
She
Huh?
could be, guys. She could be selling data to other companies. Yes,
Could be
exactly.
selling it to.
It's like InGen
So,
and
yeah.
it's InGen and Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
they could be InGen on the outside, and by that, if you guys don't know, I'm referring to the rival company of John Hammond's Jurassic Park company, and InGen was like the second-rate genetics company that was trying to also make dinosaurs. So it's like that situation where she could be selling data to another company.
For another park.
You know,
Exactly.
you guys say
Something like
maybe
that.
she's trying to give data to Delos, but why would they think about it? Why would she need to do that when everything is out in the open anyway? They
There's
don't know
outside
exactly.
interests. There's outside interests, and for her to decide, yes, I'm going to help out whomever it is. There has to be some kind of substantial reward.
Well, I think
that
it's
she's
more
getting.
that I don't think she's working for the board and getting them info because they can get that info.
No, of course,
Well,
I
I
think
think-
he's working for somebody else, and that's
Yeah.
why I said maybe it is the Logan. Maybe that's why they gave us that glimpse of Logan and the narrative between Logan and Will.
Yeah, wait,
Nah.
just what?
What do you?
Nah. Previous episode, it was mentioned that no data leaves this park. She couldn't give it to Delos if she wanted to. That's why she's sneaking it out to Delos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but aren't they
No.
privy? But aren't they privy? They're
They're not allowed
shareholders.
any of the
Aren't
code
they
or anything.
privy to that info? Like
There
it's
could
the
be
running
ways
of the
around
park.
that.
I don't know. I guess we'll find. I mean, obviously we'll find out. But
They're only a
Yeah.
backer. They're not involved in the development process. What they're wanting now, I'm guaranteeing it, is the code in order to develop their own AI. That way they can make their own Westworld after demolishing or dismantling Robert's hold on.
But this place does well. Why would they do? They just want to get
They
rid of.
want to take
they just-
over Westworld. Is what it is.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then they wouldn't dismantle it. They just get rid of Ford and run it their own way.
Exactly. They
Well,
want to
that's why-
dismantle his reign over it.
And like I said earlier, how would they dismantle Ford's reign?
Yeah.
Violence.
By someone getting injured, someone getting killed, something like that.
Right.
You
yeah.
know.
Well,
And
guys, let's not forget
Recreating
that.
the past events that we know now are confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to
Which
say
you-
I mean, I think it's safe to say that the old West world, medieval world, and Roman world were a real thing.
Yeah.
And don't forget, they're launching something new
Yeah.
very soon.
It
Remember?
would be cool if there was an old, like the old remnants of it, the old, and
Yeah.
we see that, that would be kind of cool.
Okay, so what about the theory that the Man in Black is the original character from the 73 film, the guy who lived?
Nah.
It doesn't look like him, obviously. That the
They could've
features.
shaved his beard. So of course, not going to look like him, but it
Yeah,
could
well-
be that character. It could be him.
I don't think that
30
they would.
years. I don't know. I really like that theory. I really like that theory.
I like the theory, but I don't think it's true.
Maybe he was there.
Yeah.
Maybe he was visiting at the time when it possibly happened. Maybe he. I don't think that it's the same. It's the same person. So you're saying the Men in Black was the one that was chased by
yeah, the
Bull
gunslinger.
Brenner
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean,
don't
there's
think that-
tons of theories out there. We have the multi-timeline theory. We have that theory there. We have Bernard is actually Arnold's
I
theory.
think you're right. We could have ended this video and did a whole theory video.
Well,
after
guys,
Yeah.
we are going to end this video now because we're running a little over more than we wanted to.
Yeah.
So we're going to end this now. But if you guys want us to do a theory video, this is something we've been kind of talking about because now we're getting into this and there's a lot of theories floating around. And the theory video would really just be us compiling these theories and just kind of briefly discussing them and seeing which ones that...
By briefly, we mean like an hour-long video.
No, it wouldn't
Well,
be
not
that
even-
long. It
we
wouldn't
pretty
be
much
that
had our
long.
own theory video in this. So if
Nah.
you'd like to
Yeah.
catch the theory video,
Yeah.
just watch our
Just watch
review.
the end of this
of-
video. But no, it wouldn't be that long. But anyway, let us know if you guys want to see us do a theory video on all this stuff.
Maybe we can all brainstorm a little bit and kind of get a.
Yeah, we'll figure. We'll see what's going on. I think that's gonna do it for us, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This video. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you haven't checked out the live reaction for this episode of Westworld, please go check that out. Go check out our Walking Dead stuff if you're watching that show. A lot of cool stuff happening over there. We're thinking of putting on some other content on this channel. Nothing specific yet, so we're not going to get into it. But if you want to, drop us a line in the comments section. And thank you again to all of those of you who do that on the regular. We really appreciate it. And go check us out on all the social medias at Third Person Pod. Man, I think that's gonna do it for us. Let's just cut it out. Let's call it a show. That's an episode. We're done. I want to thank you guys again very much. Jesse, Mike, as always, it's been a pleasure discussing fake worlds with you.
Yeah.
I love doing it. It's good stuff. It's why it's created. And
It's
why the
good
fuck
prep
not.
for Game of Thrones.
Oh my God! Let's not
Please.
get into
I know,
that.
jeez. Look, why we're all like, oh my God. Gee, those are gonna be 2-hour fucking videos, man.
Oh yeah,
7-part videos for the week. Yeah, well, every day we'll just release a fucking
15 hours worth of editing. Let's do it.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.